Okay. Good amount, 40%. But after 2 days, it would be 100%. That's good. So let's kick off the startup backup. It's on the far left corner. Yeah. So our project goal was to raise $8,500, and we raised $9,002. Clap. And we raised this money over 50 days from 56 backers around the world, friends, family, and strangers. So we got corporate sponsors too. One of the first corporate sponsors was Viraj and Shakta from Newsprint. So I always remember them very fondly. And obviously there were other partners like Bill, Pesa, News Monkeys. Sorry if I'm forgetting people. So now after 7 months, we obviously are thinking, okay, if you want to find about startup things or happenings in Dhaka, what do you do? Let's do Google. Let's see if you want to find out about startups in Dhaka, what kind of results you get. Okay? Boom! First result is Startup Dhaka. This is organic. We are not doing any stuff. So the first thing that comes in our results is Startup Dhaka. So what is Startup Dhaka after 7 months? So I'm proud to say that we've been walking behind a few months, and we're launching officially today, right here, right now, Startup Dhaka news site. Clap please. Thank you. So what is Startup Dhaka now? It's a business news site catered towards startups, entrepreneurs, and innovative businesses from Bangladesh. You may say, why Startup Dhaka? Why didn't you pick another name? Well, we already invested so much time and energy and money, we didn't want to get rid of the brand. So we stuck with this name because obviously due to Google search, come from top. And we met so many people from this way. We did Google Hangouts, people dropping by our office because they found us through internet. Anyway, so we have broadly section. It is the people, business, event, jobs, and video. So let's see the site first. So we have a feature page, which obviously showcases our co-working space. I'm biased. I'm sorry, but it had to be done. So how many heard about the Wave? Raise your hand. Come on. That's disappointing. Okay, let's click the Wave. So the Wave is a co-working space made tailored for local entrepreneurs who doesn't have an office. Come here and rent their desk or a meeting room anytime. No long-term contract required. Even for a day, 2 days, or 1 week. It's for you guys. So this is, we can do this later. At the Wave, we also have likeness partners and Magneto Digital, which is a fantastic digital marketing company in Bangladesh. One of the first ones to actually come. So Riyadh is there. Riyadh, you want to stand up? There you go. Right guy, you should look up. If you are doing a good someone or if you're in a business, you want to promote and basically, oh God, give me 1 minute. How many people are in business? Okay, let's go there. Let's grab. Okay, we have videos, people, interviews. So the best thing about the site is we do videos. I don't think none of the online sites does videos. We do. And one thing that we do is that if you want to promote your company or services, we can do native advertising or sponsored articles for you, so that you don't have to think about it. We also take care of the banner ads to just like Apple, we want to give a great user experience. So if you want to, you can decide slide, you can check it now. And please spread the word. And if you want any help in advertising, sponsorship, whatever, Gamarkhan and StartupDhaka.org on the site. Check it out. Thank you very much. Thank you.
All right, guys. Getting excited, huh? A little bit nervous for some startup teams. Wanted to find out who won. But before that, we have a few things we got to cover. Whoa. I heard something. Can I have, we're gonna have a small discussion with a few of our guests that have flown in and all the way. So can I have, both of you, please come and introduce the moderator and everyone.
Hi everyone, how are you doing?
Ready?
Let's start with the next wave. Let's do it from this part. 1, 2, 3, go.
Oh, that was easy. Come on.
Right and right. Go over the program.
Ready?
3, 2, 1, go. Go.
Whoa! Good, good, good.
Very much better, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, thank you everyone for being with us. It's my pleasure to introduce you the moderator for the next panel. It's my colleague Natalia Pipian. We have been working very closely for the last 2 years and a half in implementing the GIST initiative and a number of other projects. She has been instrumental actually in providing a very creative platform for the programs that we are doing for the competitions, for the Technics, and also for the bootcamps that we are organizing. And she's very supportive of actually youth entrepreneurship in emerging markets. My pleasure to welcome Natalia Pipian. Thank you.
I'd like to call all panelists on stage. Thank you, Vivian, for the introduction, and they stole my wave. I wanted to do the wave myself. Please take a seat.
Darwin?
Need one more chair.
Can I get one more chair, please? Can I get one more chair? Oh, we're getting.
And then I'll be asking you questions. So everyone is still here. I'm very excited. It means we're going to talk about the entrepreneurial ecosystem building, and I'm glad that you're still here. And you, because without you, entrepreneurial ecosystem would not exist. And we're almost ready. You know almost everyone here. I would like to introduce Zarif Munir. He is a partner and managing director of Boston Consulting Group. He is the guy who just flew in from Kuala Lumpur today. And he works closely with the Fortune 500 companies in the industrial goods, consumer, and healthcare and software development space. And he's very impressive. He worked basically all over the world. He works in Asia, Latin America, and North American offices. Welcome. We have Jim Bagnola. You met him today, and I think that everyone spent quite some time. He's a good friend of GIST Initiative. He's been with us to many countries, and everybody loves him. Welcome, Jim. We have Thor Ernsten here. He is the star entrepreneur. We're very fortunate to have you here, Thor. He is the celebrity. Welcome, Thor. And I have Jim Davidson. He's an early stage investor and advisor with more than 20 years experience in internet technology. He had leadership position at AOL, but also was involved in early stage companies like ShareData.com, Examiner.com, and co-founder of LaborFair.com. Welcome, Jim. And we have Jim, another Jim. We will have Jim Chan, who's our friend, who runs entrepreneurship office at George Washington University in Washington, D.C. And Jim was instrumental in setting up the entrepreneurship program at this university, and which is ranked one of the top 20 entrepreneurship program in the whole United States, and thanks to his efforts. Welcome. And we have Shur Rahman, who is a serial entrepreneur investor from Bangladesh. He is the co-founder of Intelligent Image Management Company, a business process outsourcing company, Kisan Botanics, a disease-resistant seed production company. And he's been a judge yesterday and today, so we thank you so much for your efforts as well. And everybody knows, you're going to sit here, right? No, I'll sit. I'll get the guys sitting. And I'll have Fayez here. Please welcome Fayez. He's it's really the benchmark for our partnership has increased, and they started really with the telephone call that we had with Fayez initially. But once we had the Skype call, I think we were on the same page. We were very impressed with Startup DACA, with him and his partner, Mustafiz. And we basically agreed on all the points and started working together. It wasn't more than 8 weeks ago that we started the whole process, and here we are now with the boot camp and a demo day. Thank you. So let's talk about entrepreneurial ecosystem. Not long time ago, I think in Bangladesh, there was entrepreneurship and technology entrepreneurship specifically was a novelty, but about like a couple of years ago, I think everything started to change, and we see some successes that are made global exposure as well. We see companies like NewSpread that got more than 45 million in venture capital. And most recently, I think 500 startups invested in a company here, Chaldo. It's an online grocery site, we see all these examples, and we see the community getting together because of the efforts like Startup DACA. That most recently, you guys also had the Startup Weekend here. So you see all the events and the community getting together and building this entrepreneurial ecosystem from scratch. So we have an 8-star panelist here, and of course we won't be able to talk in detail about the entrepreneurial ecosystem, but we want to start a conversation. And I'll get a couple of questions to the panelists, but most importantly, what I want to do is get questions from you. So please, I know everyone is tired, but this is why we're here. This is why there's people fleeing from the United States and different countries to help you and to start this, continue building this entrepreneurial ecosystem. So with that said, I would like to Shubha, I'll start with you. So you invested in Bangladeshi companies. What are the obstacles you faced as an investor?
Well, the usual obstacles that faced by any other businesses or whatever production. Infrastructure comes first. Electricity. For my business, this is IT related. Telco is a big thing. I mean, we just see the telco internet bandwidth but earlier much higher. That's a very high thing. And infrastructure also in terms of like just the traffic. We have to bring in all the people to your board, all these kind of things. So infrastructure was one of the biggest issues. And all this infrastructure puts into another thing, which is like, I sell to overseas markets. America, Europe is like 90%. Image is another issue. It is, both of them are related, but so anyone who is trying to do business over there, here in Bangladesh, has to deal with that. Plus, if you want to export your services overseas, you have to deal with that as well. Okay, but there are ways you can deal with it, but you just have to be aware of it. We are not Bangalore, or we are not any other countries like that. But there are other good things about us which we can push forward.
Thank you. And from the investor perspective, Jim, what do you think? What are the investors are looking for when they evaluate the company?
I think it doesn't vary. The core doesn't really vary about an investable company. It's sort of, you talk to the entrepreneur, is it passionate passionate entrepreneur with a strong idea, and a good team? Do they have what I call a plausible narrative for future revenues? And so, and also a capital plan is very clear and present. Next step of the business, clear use of funds. So those things seem to be the same. I just saw a set of pitches from really remarkable companies. It felt very similar to what I see in the United States all the time. One of the challenges is that there's just not enough investors in the space. So for myself as an investor, with enough peers to work with me, or entrepreneurs seeking funding, I really believe, and I can speak for the United States, only 10% of what are called accredited investors, folks who are qualified to make early stage investments, only 10% of them ever make a single investment, and half of them never make a second. So this is something for entrepreneurs to keep in mind. It's a very difficult process for the investor as well. You need to build a portfolio, and a strong portfolio effect, and you need to work with a lot of different entrepreneurs. It takes some time. So I think those things seem the same. And then, but the other thing that I saw was really interesting problems to solve. And so when you can tap into the intellectual curiosity of an investor, that helps. And I think you have really very fascinating problems, very important problems to solve. And you have an opportunity to attract new investors based on that ability to really engage in interesting and important problems. Not solving some small problems for people that don't really have a problem, like some new app that doesn't really, like a calendar app or something. You're working on important problems, and I think that's an opportunity for sure.
Do you think American VCs will be interested in Bangladesh market in the near future?
I think that some of the early, okay, that's a broader issue, which is which VCs, if any, are investing in early stage companies, and the answer is not very many because the economics are hard. To build a portfolio, put enough, to invest in small funds, small opportunities, at small amounts, and it's hard to run a fund. But there are a lot of innovative early stage funds by first-time fund managers, and I'm enthusiastic about that. And I know one fund, Unitas, that's operating in Southeast Asia. I sent their general partner and asked what to do in Bangladesh together. So I think there are opportunities, and I recommend angel investors get involved in funds. And so I think that is an opportunity, but it's pretty nascent right now. But that's not unique to Bangladesh. But there are funds that are operating. They're looking for small, medium enterprises. They understand the existing middle, the ability to generate job growth. So it's compelling.
And generally, you would say that VCs would like to invest in their companies that are close to them.
Yeah, they like the angel investors to de-risk it. Take all the upside while we take all the risk. So so that actually limits the number of first-time funds that will get in the States.
Thank you. What do you think you're going to learn more of the Bangladesh market, probably? What do you think are the market inefficiencies that entrepreneurs are solving or will be solving in the coming months here?
So I make a few comments. I think the first comment is there's a misperception about where sources of capital are going to be coming from in the next 20 to 30 years. It's unclear to me that banking on U.S. venture capital or European pension funds is going to be the way that you're going to be able to scale the business. In fact, the majority of money that is now being spent in Asia is between Asian countries. So intra-Asian trade is one of them. So that's just one observation I wanted to make. The second is, what I really liked about many of the ideas today were the fact that it's solving truly emerging market issues. Now, I won't call them out, but there's a couple that I thought, if I sat in Chicago, I would say this makes absolutely no sense. But there were solutions presented today that solve the very pressing needs of emerging markets, not just in Bangladesh. So, to your very specific question about the inefficiencies, I think the biggest inefficiency that needs to be solved in the entrepreneurial or venture capital environment is trying to prescriptively define the market that you want to serve. The market to serve are countries who are in the same situation as Bangladesh, facing the same problems. It's an inefficiency in the way you think of the opportunity. I think that's right. It's not a structural inefficiency. It's an inefficiency in how you define the market opportunity.
Are there any specific trends that you see?
Absolutely. I mean, the few trends I'll give you is first, there is a growing middle affluent class of consumers, and we see that all over Asia. And this group of consumers are thinking about trading up or trading down on their needs. They're trading up on healthcare, they're trading up on education, they're trading up on luxury, they're trading down on other things. So one is this growth of the middle affluent class. One. The second is the telephony is rapidly changing or redefining the structural boundaries that exist in the country. The fact that you no longer need to invest significant amount of money in communicating opens up a whole bunch of opportunities. So I think the mass affluent consumer and the onset of telephony and the way that they communicate and transfer information are two big things that we notice.
Thank you. Fayez, would you like to comment about the trends as well?
I think, I mean, we need to step back and see where the country is in terms of, where the ecosystem is. When we think in countries like, I've been in the States, and when you just walk in, you feel the energy. Like it is a vibe. It's like ideas flowing and sharing, and things are moving constantly. When we come here, sometimes everyone's like scared to share their idea or their thoughts or their process, thinking of the other person's going to perceive, or negative. Maybe someone takes that in a negative way. So I think the way I see it is with the movement, and there's like a startup movement starting. And it could be superficial, it could be something that could die down, but it is actually attracting people together. And that's the way I see it, is when you start something and you start building an ecosystem, there's attraction of ideas, attraction of entrepreneurs who are willing to work hard on that idea, and then also attraction of investors, not necessarily foreign, but local. But we also want the international investors who are also coming in to train and help and give ideas and share with the local investors too. So I feel like in the market system, I think it's a new market that's going to be coming in where people are sharing ideas and looking for capital. And there's also capital that's coming in both from the local, maybe something that will come from foreign, but it's going to take a little bit. It's going to go through a thunderstorm in a rough period, and we want to start avoiding some bad patches that might come in.
Thank you. Jim, I want to ask you a question about different elements of the ecosystem. You as being as a representative of educational institutions, but also heading the entrepreneurial efforts within this university. Can you talk a little bit about different pillars of the ecosystem, entrepreneurial ecosystem, and what it takes to build it?
Sure. So, as my role at George Washington University at the Entrepreneurship Office, one of the key things that I'm trying to do is help build up the Washington, D.C. entrepreneurship ecosystem. Washington, D.C. still has a long way to go to compare with Silicon Valley or Boston, so we're trying to build that up. I'm actually a big fan of what's been going on in Boulder, Colorado, where Jim is from, and what Brad Feld has written about in startup communities and how to build up an ecosystem. And I think that what you guys are doing here at the Startup Docket is the right way to go about it, because you have to have the entrepreneurs themselves be the focus of building up the startup community. That's where it starts. You can't rely on universities, you cannot rely on the government, you cannot rely on investors. It starts with the entrepreneurs, and that's what we're celebrating here. Getting the entrepreneurs together and to start thinking about how to help each other out, how to work together and changing the culture. That's when you start attracting investors, that's when the universities and the government start to follow along. So it all starts with you guys. Universities are an important part of it. They can be supporting institutions, government as well, to change the policies to help new entrepreneurs. But you're the ones who have to make the noise and present it to everyone.
What about government? Is there a role for the government?
Absolutely. The government has to get out of the way, basically. That's the important thing for the government to do, is to make an environment that is conducive to entrepreneurship. And the less that they can do, the less they can delay, the better.
Okay, thank you. And Thor and Jim, if you can share your observation about what you saw here and specifically about entrepreneurs that you met during the last 2 days.
Sure. So to Jim's point, it's really up to the entrepreneur. What that means, more than anything else, is not letting these excuses get there. Everything is working against you, and that's the natural state of entrepreneurship. It might be tougher here than in a more developed ecosystem, but that's okay, because those are waves. Right now, maybe in the first wave, as you go through this, it'll get easier and easier and easier, but you'll be here at the beginning. And the harder you work at it, the more you support each other. That's what they're thing.
not, look around this room. There's 100 people, so they're all hustling. They're all learning the same things. They're all together, the most important together. The more you work together on getting angel investors aware that there are opportunities, or even if they're not angel investors, hurting kind of individuals, angel investors, involving them in the process, educating them as you learn yourself. Is a huge drive. What I see is this raw drive that always drives hustle. That is one of the most important traits that an entrepreneur has now, which is every single person I've seen on the street, every single person that I've seen has this drive. And there's a lot of reasons for that. Because there's understand that anything else, but it doesn't matter because you can harness that drive into entrepreneurial activity.
I think there are 4 things that are needed to make this happen, as I've seen in Romania, where I've done a lot of work with young entrepreneurs. First is inspiration. Second is education. Third is mentors, getting mentors. And the fourth is the infrastructure. And I think sometimes we get it backwards. We think we need the infrastructure first and then we can make it happen. I think the first 3 things I mentioned create the need and force the environment to create infrastructure. And that's the job of the entrepreneurs. We need to force it in a way by creating a situation on our own that necessitates the infrastructure. So it's kind of backwards. Jeff Hoffman, who is a friend, is one of the co-founders of Priceline.com, agrees with this, that level of need. Inspiring, we're trying to do that here. We inspired each other. The 30 businesses who gave their pitch inspired us and each other. Then we try to bring some education for educating each other. We brought mentors. You have mentors in your own country. Those 3 things will create the need for that infrastructure. Government and other businesses will see, we have to create this infrastructure, these new entrepreneurs, to make this happen, to move our country forward. So that's what I think, and I'm happy to be a part of those first 3. Mentoring, inspiring, and educating. You get those 3 in line, the infrastructure will come.
Thank you so much, Jim. And Fayez, when we talked yesterday, you mentioned that there are some cultural elements that we have to take into account, especially ego, and you've been successful building a community. So how did you overcome this challenges?
I think the first thing is to look at it as a positive. Everything is positive. And also to surround yourself with great people and good people. It can also pull you down. Because sometimes as entrepreneurs or individuals, you're going up and you can get carried away. You can, but you need to surround yourself with people who will pull you down. So the partners that you choose, it brings you down, and it starts with that. And in terms of the culture, I think it comes from the education system of where we are as well. And I think as we have these events and communities and people are opening up their Rolodex and networks, people will start seeing that positive social change. I remember I was at an event and someone said, hey, you're going to just help me and put me in touch with that? You don't want anything in return? I was like, no, because I know that someone else will do the same thing for me. And that's the type of culture that we're trying to cultivate. And it takes that little bit of inspiration and start. There always has to be a start. And then slowly everyone else picks it up and starts moving. And I think that's where the egos and everything can cut down, and every negative energy can be converted into a positive energy. Having Jim over here today, over the weekend, I learned so much from him. And I think the more and more we can do that, I think we'll get better at it. But it's going to happen everywhere it is. But it's a start. Let's make things positive, and let's think about the nation and building the country and moving it forward.
Thank you. With our limited time, I'd like to turn to audience and get some questions. Please don't be shy. Yeah, okay. We have.
I wanted to ask a question, getting more on software.
Introduce yourself too.
My name is Ayan Shahed. I'm actually just visiting Bangladesh, but I'm originally from here. I work in fundraising and business development back in Canada. So my question is around the software side of this. I think there's something about the culture of risk-taking and a comfort of failure that maybe I haven't seen enough of here, but I'm wondering how do we build that in a systemic way in how to help foster the sort of community. Because I think those are two very important things to sort of talk about.
So the goal should never be failure. Comfort with the failure, sure. But the further you can push on risk-taking, experiments, and safety net around that, the better off you are. And I understand what you mean by that there's an emerging failure. Definitely see that. But I think that's a matter of maturity. As there's a common understanding that if your startup doesn't work out, it's not really failure. You made an experiment, you got a negative outcome. And that's okay. But that is just something that you guys have to do.
Just one small comment. Anybody who lives in Bangladesh takes a risk every day. I'm sorry. Every single person is a risk taker in Bangladesh. We live with political risk. We live with power shortage risk. We even live with the risk of getting excited about the Bangladesh cricket team. Really. So we live in risk every single day. The key, I think, to your question is, how do we make productive use of the fact that we live with risk? And I think if we can solve the productive use element of taking risk, that's very helpful. And the way you solve for productive use is through something someone once told me, which is when you are big, you cannot fail. When you are small, you will fail. So the only advice I'll give you is think big, get big. And when you are big, you'll be too big to fail. That's the one thing I'm saying.
The only thing I would add is, you mentioned failure about failure of the business. Actually, what I've noticed is folks experience failures all along. One of the things that I often do working with entrepreneurs is help them recast their failures as value adds. Okay, well, that's something you're not going to do again. You know, that was a dumb idea. We're going to do that again. It sort of adds to the overall value of the enterprise that you're learning along the way. So keep that in mind. It's actually, the failures actually add significant de-risk, and this helps with the second round of the business. Keep track of all these failures. It's part of your narrative for the next round of funding. These are all the things we've learned. This is how the business is even less risky and more of an opportunity in the future.
I would add to that changing the culture starts with you guys as the entrepreneurs. And the idea here is that you want to fail fast and fail often. So that's the way you learn, by failing, and you learn more. If you take that attitude and you fail quickly, meaning that you pursue an idea 100% and then figure out quickly whether or not it's a good idea or a bad idea, then that's a good thing. Instead of being afraid to start something because you're afraid to fail, and then it becomes such a big thing that you're scared of that you never get launched. That's a failure as well.
Thank you. It's experimental learning, not fail. More questions?
If not, we'll do another day.
Hi, this is a great initiative, first of all, and we are having Bangladesh for the last several months, or well, actually from sometime last year, we're having several startup initiatives. I think my question to the judges, the experts in subject matter is how do we create those 3 successful products, whatever it is, how small it is. Let's start with 1. We need 1, just to show, look, this was a startup. They came together in this group, and those mentors, those judges, and other facilitators, investors came up, and they made a product that everybody loved or has used, or at least the user group has proper use for it. How can we actually, go toward that here?
The role models, of course.
Well, I don't know when you talk about my specific investments, but something I already mentioned, Twitter. I actually invested in a company that got bought by Twitter, and the chief scientist of Twitter was a Bangladeshi guy. So take credit for something that's already happening, which is a lot of the innovation and expertise and knowledge from Bangladesh can take place already overseas and in other businesses.
Also note that these events, if you're asking for a specific example, how do you take a bunch of people like this together and produce a successful company?
That's
I'm sorry to interrupt. Not so specific, but just a broad stroke idea. That is.
Well, I mean, the simple answer is just do it. Right? So it's up to the entrepreneur to do it. And this is support. Right? So it's up to you guys to tap into this network. Because I suspect this is the first time that any of you have been around this many people that are interested in startups in Bangladesh. From investors, from international people, from politicians, from and other entrepreneurs. So use that.
Unfortunately, we're out of time, so I have to wrap up. Okay, so it's obviously not very easy to build this entrepreneurial ecosystem, but it's doable. It takes a lot of dedication, perseverance, money, enabling environment. But I think with this kind of events, the future is here, and with the young generation of entrepreneurs we met over the last 2 days, I think some of them will be success stories. I'm sure some of them will be success stories. And to make this happen, I think we need the government also be part of it to make sure there are policies and regulations to ease the process of registering a company, for example. The investors will come and entrepreneurs will be here because with the market size of 160 people here and the growing internet penetration and mobile subscribers, I think it's going to be very interesting to investors in the near future. So thank you everyone for coming, and thank you panelists for your insights.
May I ask for the press seats to be cleared? Can I ask our press friends to come up to sit where the press signs are? That'll be very, very helpful. Right behind, can I get someone to help facilitate that? Yes, the 4 rows, guys. The signs where the press signs are, there's 4 rows of seats there for the press. Thank you. Hi everyone. Can I get your attention again? Hello. Hi. Good. I want to say louder. Hi. Exciting. Because we're going to have the award ceremony soon. But it's always takes some inspirational people to make those challenges. And when you meet them, it's their energy. It just comes. Their energy just travels everywhere. And this special person, a big mentor of mine, an inspirational figure to me as well. And when I met him back, it was in 1999. It was back at our factory pond. And again, when he came back, it was at dinner at our house. And without further ado, I would like to welcome the Honorable U.S. Ambassador Dan W.B. Kuzinas up to say the pledge of allegiance. And it's an honor to have you associate with us in this part. Thank you so much. Please come on, go.
Well, Fayaz, thank you. Thank you very much for that very generous introduction. And to all of you, my friends from State Department back there, who else we have here? Our good friends from CRDF Global, and we have Thor and Jim and Jim and Jim. And to all of you, Assalamu alaikum. And good afternoon. I gotta tell you something. Just a few days ago, May 1st, I celebrated a birthday, a big birthday, a really big birthday. It was a milestone birthday. In America, the 65th birthday is a big deal. So I didn't know what to expect. What's going to happen? I was so excited on April 30th. The last day, the very last day in my life that I would be 64. I could hardly sleep that night in anticipation of the big day that was to come. What would happen when I woke up the next day and found myself 65 years old? You can't even imagine that. Double, triple your age. I talked. I turned all night. But finally it happened. Dawn broke. The day had come. It was the first time in my life that I was 65 years old. I got out of bed, I put my feet on the ground. And then it happened, then it happened, then it happened. Something like magic swept over me. All of a sudden, in an instant, I could see things I had never seen before. I could see into the future. At first, the images were blurry, but I forced myself to focus like this. And then the images became sharper. And there was Dr. At some point in the future. Oh, looking so nice. My reverie was cut short by a mighty roar, and a huge tiger, the Royal Bengal tiger, struck across my field of vision. I could see that Bangladesh had indeed become Asia's next economic tiger, as And as I looked past that tiger, I could see that Bangladesh was filled with new industries, IT industries, and other creative startups. I could see that Dhaka had become part of a new global IT and innovation triangle, Silicon Valley, Bangalore. It was a beautiful sight. And there was Fayaz. Except no one was calling him Fayaz. They were calling him BGB. BGB? Order card? My query elicited a laugh. BGB, the Bill Gates of Bangladesh. What a great name, Fayaz. I hope it sticks. And as I looked around, what? I saw you. And you. I saw all of you. All of you with your businesses. Some of those businesses were the outgrowth of ideas presented right here over the past few days, but most were completely different. We all know that often today's brilliant startup idea is tomorrow's commercial failure. Okay, such is the way of life in the world of startups, as each entrepreneur learns from his or her failures and starts afresh with a new and better idea. The innovative world of Bangladesh that I saw so clearly on the first day of my 65th year is really the innovative world of my vision today as I stand right here. I believe fervently that Bangladesh can become a mighty, mighty, mighty player in the global IT world. I believe that Bangladesh will be a huge player in so many different sectors. Some of them we saw presented here today. Now, I don't see the big call centers. I don't see the business back offices. No. When I look at Bangladesh now, when I look ahead, I see something quite different. Something that plays to Bangladesh's greatest strength. Something that plays to Bangladesh's unique qualities. The energy, the dynamism, the creativity, the entrepreneurial spirit, and the resilience of the Bangladeshi people. That's what makes Bangladesh special. And that is what is going to make Bangladesh the software development capital of the world. All of this is driven by Bangladeshi's extraordinary brain power. I see Bangladesh also growing into a hardware development side of the equation too. And I see other creative startups flourishing and prospering. I believe this vision will become reality, not by the magic that I had on the first day, on May 1st, but rather by work, hard, creative work by you, each of you, you are the ones who are building the renaissance of Bangladesh. And I am pleased that America is your partner in building and helping budding Bangladeshi entrepreneurs connect with each other and connect with innovators all around the world. I am pleased, I am proud that America has played some part in helping you, each of you, as you undertake to make Bangladesh Asia's next economic tiger, the Royal Bengal Tiger.
Thank you for the wonderful words and the new name. I like it. I love it. Over to you, Mel. So now we'd like to invite our current international mentors and judges who have come all the way. If you guys can please come up, we have a small token of appreciation. And Ambassador Medina, it'd be great if you could also come up and take a nice photo with them.
We have triple Jim. We have Jim. No, you don't.
Shubhai and Zarfai. Shubhai and Zarfai. The rest of you guys, you could please take your seats. Can I now ask the CRDF team, Natalia, Amanda, Ovidiu, please come up. And can I ask Mustafi as well from Startup Hacker, please come up. It takes a group of people, internationally, locally, and everyone to put together a Pride event. And it also takes a lot of other people behind the scenes who are not always seen. I'd like to also thank the Preneur Lab and Root Marketing Service for helping and assisting with this, but it's this right group that has put together the last one month, a month and a half together, and we have brought this forward. So I'd like to thank everyone, and can I get a round of applause for that? So we got a group picture of this.
And we also have gifts.
Yeah, I got one for myself too.
We have a little gift for course I felt that good appreciate all the cash. It's not all about money. That's what I can say. So we really appreciate your effort and your partnership with this network. It wasn't easy, and we had never met before, so all our conversations went over email and phone. So, but it turned out to be a great event. We met, we selected jointly great 30 startups, and you saw 7 of the startups today. So, thank you from the bottom of our hearts for the partnership, and we hope it's going to continue for years to come.
May I quickly ask our local mentors who are at the boot camp to quickly come take a group photo with our judges and mentors. Quickly, guys, come up and take a group photo. Yes. Our local mentors, international judges, everyone please just quickly come up and take a group photo of this. Each of our mentors already received their gifts yesterday, but we didn't know who was going to be here. But we want to take this photo. So this group came yesterday at the boot camp and took their Friday, usually it's a holiday for everyone and a family day, to spend the time to mentor the startups. So give them a round of applause for that. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Master Wizard, you're going to have to stay up just a little bit more. I know you've got my shoe challenge as well. Can I get your
And the time has come. I would like to invite the next 4 companies, honorable mentions, that did very, very well today. And please, Bongo, come up on stage. Life Capital Partners and Singularity and Sabji Bazaar. Please give them a round of applause.
All right, let's get excited. Yeah, I like it. Now we're going to do the announcements. All right. Can we get the awards up here as well? Everyone is a winner. There are no losers. Today, everyone in this room is a winner. You're connecting. You're meeting new people, and that's what this is all about. So at the end of the day, we're all winners, and I want you to give a round of applause just for that. So we have third place. Can I get a little drum roll? The third place we have Cityscope. We have a mini iPad as gifts, prizes, and then so they get a mini iPad. Second, they have Nantuhai from Citibank also come also here. We have $750 from the Citibank as a prize money and mini iPad as well. So, drum roll again. Up next, we have at second place, Panacea. All right. Okay. All right. Winner. Who is the winner? I don't know. Who is the winner? I don't know. I have to look for the winner in this. I gotta look. Yellow hat. Construction. And that's what I'm saying. You love building, right? I do. Yeah? We love building too. We love building. And I don't know. I still can't find the person. Can you help me find the person? No? No? Let's guess. Let's guess. Can I get the person with the yellow hat stand up? Buckets Engineer is the winner. Buckets Engineer. Prize money of $3,000 as the winner of the GIST. And there'll be mentorship for all participants as well. Okay.
Oh, I just.
All right. May I invite Natalia to say a few closing remarks? Going.
So there are two quotes that I remember and I learned recently, and I really like, and I think it defines the spirit here. One is the head in the clouds and the feet on the ground. I think it defines entrepreneurship in general. So that we are all idealists that like to dream, but also having feet on the ground always helps. So we still become practical and make logical decisions. And the other quote, I think Steve Case said recently, I read in the newspaper, it's a vision without execution is hallucination. So I think, I hope no one is hallucinating here. So whatever we heard today, it's a vision of your entrepreneurs that will become reality. So we talk about ideas a lot, but having an idea, it's not enough. It's all about the team and making it happen. So execution, all the dedication, perseverance we talked about, it's all important. And what is different between you and the entrepreneur that will succeed? You will think, hi, I had this idea, but I didn't execute on it. So whatever idea you have, please, I only encourage you to start acting on it. And that will make the entrepreneurial ecosystem in Bangladesh vibrant. So we said a lot of things. I really thank you, Startup.com. Please give them a round of applause again. They're really supportive. Of course, State Department, without their support, that would never happen. And the Embassy Dhaka and Ambassador Mazina, really, thank you. I appreciate it of your help and wonderful remarks. Thank you so much. And experts that flew from different countries and United States that took a very, very long route to come to Dhaka. Please, thank you all. I'm not going to mention you by name, but I think we spent all 3 days with them and we learned a lot. So thank you, and give them a round of applause as well. Thank you. And all the people, entrepreneurs that come here. Would you say, yes, if it wasn't for them, we would be talking to empty walls?
Yes, yes. That's my line. I gotta do that line.
Okay, thank you so much for being here, for participating in the competition, for sharing and building the community. This is your future. That is a future generation of Bangladesh. So thank you for coming. And thank you for being here. And you want to thank sponsors, of course, but I want to make a couple of announcements. So before you leave or once you get home, please join us, please join GIST Community on Facebook, GIST Initiative. This is how we communicate with people. There will be 2 upcoming competitions, so all of you can welcome to participate, even if you only have an idea. You're welcome to apply, and we will announce in the coming 2 months. So there is another program that is also run by State Department with partnership with CRDF. It's Reconnect. We'll be announcing the competition for the Reconnect program, and Bangladesh and the Bangladesh entrepreneurs qualify and eligible to apply to both programs. So thank you again, and we'll see you. And please stay in touch with the GIST Initiative.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. All right, now it's time to thank everyone before we leave. So, I'm going to go very fast. Bear with me. First of all, we'd like to thank our organizers, Startup Dhaka, CRDF Global, the U.S. State Department for this initiative, Secret Club. Then we've got community sponsors. We have the Citibank, LR Global, Popular Life Insurance, AIFB, Instar, Amra Technologies, Magneto Digital, Cam Balder Group, Orchid Printers. But we also had a lot of outreach partners with us as well. BBD, GDG, ELANS, World Bank, GPT, Brand Forum, Basis, JCI, ESAB, and The Wave. We also have media partners too, Radio Shalim, Independent, Iktifar, Dhaka Preview. But most importantly, we also have other people too, who we don't ever see in the scene. Group Marketing Services, thank you. Bruno, thank you. And most importantly, my punchline, if it wasn't for you guys, I'd be talking to myself. So thank you very much. And thank you all the mentors and the accountable speakers that come and spend the time. We really, really thank you. Thank you to our press friends who come today to help us cover this. We really, really appreciate it because it spreads the awareness among the country. And lastly, if you want to stay in touch with us, go to startupdhaka.org. It's got all the news that's coming out of the startup news. And if you've got a startup, please let us know and we'll try to cover it. Thank you very much. Now, I would like to ask all the 30 startups to just come up front. Ambassador Mazina, would you please come and just take a quick group photo, and then I'll ask the speakers and the local mentors, everyone, a big group photo. All right? Let's go. And can I ask the rest of the participants if you guys can go outside and mingle and network? We will close this room off for a small press conference, so please make your way for some good food outside. I know you love it. Thank you very much, everyone. Can I get all the startups up here, please, quickly? Yeah. Yeah. Showcasing will be at 6:20. Hey, Iris. Hi, everyone. The showcasing will start at 6:20. All right. Can I get all the startups real quick? Ambassador Lucia, please. You can take selfies later. I gotta go. We got out on the tight schedule. Please, please, please. All the startups real quick. Quick. We gotta go fast. I got 5 minutes, guys. We don't have that much time. Can I get the organizers here? Yes, Global, please come up. Start a backup team. Please get up. Yes, get up. Hurry up. All right, guys. Are you guys ready for your photo shoot? Everyone up there. I know it's taking too fast. Quick marketing people, get up. Everyone get up. Come on, hurry up. All right. It's been so short. Can I get the mentors and the judges to come up as well? Please. Can I get some more people on the ground? Small people, on the ground. Guys, sit up front and the stage. Mentors and local judges, and everyone in class. Come, Taro, guys, come here, come up. Try to get a picture for the weekend. If you need to stand up front, you guys can stand up front and sit. Okay? Toby, why aren't you here? Toby, stop talking, come in the picture. Toby, come in the picture, Let's go.
Yeah, that's the one with the noise, huh?
Thank you very much. Can I have you guys proceed outside? We're going to have the room closed for the press conference right here. My press friends, please stay here. We're just going to get set up and get going, okay? So everyone, please, outside, other than the press friends. Food is outside. That's an added incentive. Everyone, please step outside for food. Can I have a massive Medina? Ovidiu, Musa, please stay here for the press conference.
Alif bhai, এদিকে অফ করে দেন।
Can I get everyone outside, please, quickly? Everyone, please, outside. Walk outside. There's food. Please, go out. Please. Everyone, please, outside, please. Can I get everyone outside? Can I get everyone? You lock the door?
Nah. I'm good at it. Why the total paisa?
All right. Is everyone here? Can I get someone to be at that door? So please be at that door. Art, please be at that door.
Lock. Yes.
Zakib, can I get the full lights on here? Lights? Zakib. Lights on. Yeah, can I get the spotlights on? Spotlights on. No, the lights on you. Can I get the full lights? The lights. Okay, spotlight then. Sana, this is Sana's spotlight. Okay. This is where you do. Yes, it is. Is this okay? That's okay. That's okay. Can we get the spotlight again? Spotlight. Spotlight.
We did a fixed light, okay? Keep the fixed light.
Hey, fixed light. No moving lights, guys. Just a fixed spotlight. No moving lights. Up. Yeah, just fixed spotlight. That's it. Yeah, this. Okay, perfect. All right. Thank you. Hello. Hi, everyone. Thank you for coming today. It's really, really great to have you guys in the room and covering this event. So thank you, my press friends who are here today, and we're very, very happy that you guys are here. First, I'd like to welcome to this press conference Ambassador Dan Messina, who is the ambassador over here. Please come up. May I also have founder of Startup Welcome, Mr. Steve Khan. And may I also invite Ovidiu, Senior Manager at CRDF Global. So, today's panel press conference, my name is Faiz Taher. I'm one of the founders of Startup Dhaka and CEO of Fortuna Group. And I will be moderating the Q&A session for you guys. This event has been fantastic, and the amount of support that we receive, not only from the international partners, the US State Department, CRDF Global, but it's also the local community partners who come together. It's also about building bridges, as the US Ambassador always talks about, and we've built a great bridge today. And so I'd like to thank everyone for helping us build this bridge and to communicate building bridges around the country. So first, I'd like Ambassador Messina to say a few words.
Does my voice carry or not? Do you hear me? Well, I think you were here when I made some remarks, and I gave my vision looking ahead. It was an amazing day. You should have been there, Michael, when I put my feet on the ground on May 1 and had that vision forward. What I didn't tell you is the day before I had vision backwards. 30 years backwards, I could see. And you know what I saw? I saw my house. Some of you have been in my house. And I saw my predecessor many times back, standing there, looking out on a group of young people, so full of energy, just like these people. And they were excited about what? They were excited about a whole new industry. They were the entrepreneurs. They were the startup of 30 years ago. And I'm talking about ready-made garments. I'm talking about knitwear. I'm talking about household textiles. And they had big dreams. They had big dreams. And those dreams came true. And Bangladesh today is the second largest exporter of ready-made garments, of knitwear, of household textiles in the world. And now, as I said, we have a room full of the next generation of entrepreneurs, and they have those big dreams too. And I believe those dreams will also come true. And what I said in my remarks a few minutes ago, I really meant. I see a nexus, I see a triangle, I see Silicon Valley, I see Bangalore, I see Dhaka. And that's what it's all about. And I'm really proud that the United States can partner with Fayaz, can partner with Startup Dhaka, and partner with all the others, and make this happen, and help make it happen. So anyway, that's my answer.
Thank you, Ambassador Messina, for those kind words, exciting words, energizing words. May I have Ovidiu from CRDF Global say a few words.
It's a very tough act to follow. So it's a pleasure to meet you, Ambassador. And thank you very much, Fayaz and Mustafis, for the great partnership that allowed us to produce such a great event and value for the entrepreneurs. From the point of view of CRDF Global, the implementer of the GIST initiative together with the US State Department, For us, what matters the most are the results and our ability to be as supportive as we can for the entrepreneurs that want to make a change in the world. In 2 years and a half since we started the initiative, we have worked with more than 54 countries in the Middle East, Africa, and also Asia. And we work with 3 key directions. One is we identify and support the most promising entrepreneurs in IT, healthcare, energy, and agriculture. All for-profit entrepreneurs. We also, the way we support them is through organizing competitions, global competitions, through organizing global broadcast educational opportunity, and also by organizing startup bootcamps like this one. This one is the 10th bootcamp that we have organized. And we can see from the level of energy in the room compared with the lot of other countries we have done, that Bangladesh has indeed a very strong chance of materializing the vision that the ambassador has outlined. I think what it takes is energy, passion, the role of great organizations like Startup Dhaka to bring people together with the support of mentorship and experts from the US side. For us, it's a great opportunity, and we think that this is just the beginning of the process. It's a very long process, but we believe that by working together in partnership, we can actually materialize the vision. Because I love ideas, but what I love more are ideas that get implemented and are transformed in value for a lot of people. Thank you very much.
Now, I have Mr. Khan, founder of Startup Dhaka.
Thank you, Ayaz. Thank you, investors and institutions here. Thank you to Press, Electronic and Print Media, the US State Department, and our sponsors for making this happen. Startup Dhaka started as an idea just 7 months ago, and it started from a documentary about startup technology startups in Dhaka, and then when we did the documentary 2 months back, we had tremendous support from just not from here but from abroad. When I say abroad, I mean non-resident Bangladeshis. They called us, they Skype and Google Hangout, and they want to just understand what's happening in Bangladesh, and they want to be part of it. And they told us that not to stop what we are doing with the film. They asked us to continue in some other form. And today we are very proud to say that we are able to launch our business news site, an online news site dedicated to entrepreneurship, innovative businesses, and startups in Bangladesh. And it's called www.startupdhaka.org. So we are here to support entrepreneurs. We are here to provide promote the services that people don't know, but give entrepreneurs a channel to promote. Please help us promote this site. Thank you.
Thank you for the kind words. We are going to be going to the Q&A session, but I'd just like to ask everyone. Today is about building Bangladesh. It's about supporting our entrepreneurs in the community that are here today. We'd like that the public stays building the ecosystem, building the entrepreneurs, and supporting them. All right, so we'll try to stay in public. So first, I'd like to invite someone to ask the first question.
My name is Masood Karim. I work for Jibadul Newspaper. My question is, Bangladesh is facing serious consequences of brain drains. So do you think that this type of initiative will handle this type of brain drains problem, or is there any prospect of outsourcing the industry to that?
I'd like both Ash and Zina and the answer to do it.
Well, actually, I have a different view of that. I don't see brain drain. When I go to America, which I do 4 times a year, and I will always reach out, find, and meet with the Bangladeshi American diaspora. And they're very, very, very connected to Bangladesh, emotionally and in so many other ways. And I make a pitch to them, a 4-part pitch. Invest in Bangladesh, mentor Bangladeshi entrepreneurs, donate to Bangladesh, and bring Bangladeshi students to study in America. That's my message to them. And so they're very connected to Bangladesh. They're bringing resources to Bangladesh. They're bringing expertise to Bangladesh. They're building markets for Bangladesh. You call that a brain drain, I call it a rich asset.
Mr. Steve, would you like to add something?
Absolutely. I went to US on scholarship, 50% scholarship, and my parents paid half. It was possible because of it. And I came back. And so, as pilot, he did his both undergraduate and his master's. And there are plenty of examples of that. And what we are trying to do is, we are trying to break away from the conventional thinking that it's not possible or things have to be like before. No, we are trying to create a different kind of future. And I listen to Ambassador most often, and we always see the glass, half full, not half empty. It's about that we have to see, even without a limitation, seeing the opportunity from it.
Sure. Thank you very much. I come from Eastern Europe, and there is a very strong technological base, people programmers there, and there are a couple of companies that originated in Hungary, and especially that went global. Like LogMeIn was one of the first companies, one of the 8 companies that went public in the US in 2008. Originated in Hungary. They have now, they are taking one of their global headquarters, still remains in Hungary, while they are doing also the export a lot in the US. So there are a lot of companies that have retained one of their global headquarters in the country of origin because they have a lot of great programmers, and we understood that one of the vision is for Bangladesh to be the software development capital of the world. So I think it matters a lot how you build on the strengths of the country and position it globally with a specific niche. And I think there are some examples of companies globally that did just that.
Thank you for those words. Can I get another question?
My name is Vasily, work with Vision. So when I started in this room, I heard someone was telling that the base image problem, which is facing image crisis, that sometimes stand in the way of the business. So, and we often heard from people that international retailers and the campaigning and the conversation. This all kind of, image crisis work. So how you guys kind of
That's a great word. I think you should look at this company called Newsprint. This company called Newsprint, a Bangladeshi company, started in Thailand. And they built their entire technology team in Thailand. And they raised over US $50 million in the United States. And that because of their innovation that they built. And that's something that's going to help us. Master, may I ask you that if you were to
Well, first of all, I don't see any campaign against Bangladesh. What happens in Bangladesh is reported, and some of what happens in Bangladesh might be less positive than other things. My own role, though, is to tell the story of Bangladesh. I have a rich perspective because I served here 15 years ago, as you might know, and now I'm back. I've traveled this country and I've seen so much in this country, so I have that perspective, and I tell that story. It's an incredibly positive story. And I keep telling and keep telling and keep telling, and I see that it does get traction. I'm going back to America in June. I'm going to lead a delegation of young entrepreneurs, nobody more than half my age, that's the limit. And we're going to go to Wall Street and we're going to all the major media that you know, Bloomberg and all the big ones, and telling the story. And I encourage Bangladeshis to tell their own story. I encourage my counterpart in Washington to tell the story of Bangladesh.
Thank you, Ambassador Messina. Question, please.
Thank you. I will allow my representative to start. This afternoon, while I entered for the show, I found one interesting thing that there is a project here. There is a company here who are innovating one thing that people will know, young kids will know when the load shedding will take place. This information will come to mobile, cell phone. So this is a unique thing, and I was very happy to learn that. My question is, such innovative and unique things, how to generalize these things country-wide? And it requires a lot of funds and encouragement from the government and so many things. So, as Mr. Faiz, how you can get all these things to disseminate at the root level, that is more important. I have heard that Ambassador was asking about the formal issue on Shopkeep Bazar company. This is most vital thing. So how you can come up with all these things?
Thank you. I'll take the first one. The idea is first to raise awareness and to attract people. When you're building a nation, you have to set a vision. And you have to set where you're going to travel and where you're going to go. And with Startup Dhaka, partnership with JIS, the US State Department, we want to encourage and build an entrepreneurial ecosystem. Bangladesh has one of the most innovative entrepreneurs in the country. And their stories need to be told. And we need to use those stories. I'm asking my press friends today, use those stories to inspire the people to build the country. Build a supportive network. Because when you build a community, it's about supporting each other. And that's what we intend to do at Startup Dhaka. Inspire more community building around the country, in each city, in each place. And we are coming together as a partner and building bridges with the US State Department, CRDS, and other partners so that they can build their own communities and have their own events just like this. And we will hope to facilitate with the support of the Bangladesh government, support of everyone that's in this community, including the corporate houses, the businessmen, and the entrepreneurs, and the universities, and everyone else. And we take today's event as a stepping stone to build, and we keep on building communities around Bangladesh. So we invite other people who also want to build to get in touch with us in their communities so we can help this support.
We always talk about various things that we don't have in resources, fund, money. The point is, these are our own problems. Nobody's going to come and fix it for us. We have to fix it ourselves. And we know this better than anyone else about the problem. And some of the examples that you saw in today's presentation, referring to the city scope or the conflict drugs, these are great examples of Shopkeep Bazar. These are great examples of people thinking, or young entrepreneurs, fresh out of school, probably 22 years old, was thinking of solving a problem. And this is what is going to happen. Our 30% of our population is less than 50 years old. Bangladesh is, the future, the future belongs to Bangladesh. They will change.
I take your words to heart, Fayaz. I've been doing a similar effort in Romania a while ago. But one thing that's important, and I want to thank you, the media, for your presence. For our entrepreneurs, we do our work. We work very hard to identify the most promising of them, train them, mentor them. But there's a lot to be done in terms of promoting them, introducing them to the world, showing how they are trying to actually solve these problems and actually maybe getting some customers and attention in the way. That's where the partnership with the media is very important. If you are confident and you think that the young entrepreneurs we selected are actually addressing some of the biggest problems that your country is facing, I think showing some examples of the entrepreneurs will encourage, we will inspire other people to become entrepreneurs. We show that it can be done, and it also will help build a community. And more people will resonate with them, and they will see that something actually is going on in Bangladesh. Thank you.
I get another question. This will be the last two questions. I have a question on a press conference.
Since this is something more than looking at the private question. As you know, Bangladesh government has given priority to develop IT sector. Bangladesh government has a dream, build Bangladesh as a digital Bangladesh. So, how US government is helping to materialize this dream? Thank you.
Well, I have to say that as I travel around, I asked about the digital Bangladesh movement, and it's a reality. I see it almost everywhere at the Upazila level. I would say I see it everywhere at the Upazila level, and many of the union shots as well are all hooking in. And I think the role of America is in how that infrastructure is used. And the creativity in America, the creativity here, the synergism between America and Bangladesh entrepreneurs and mentors in America and budding entrepreneurs here, that is what is going to bring the greatest value to that infrastructure. The infrastructure itself is just an infrastructure. It's how you use it. It's how you use it that matters, and I think that's where America can be part of it.
Thank you. May I get the last question of the day? All right. Thank you very much today. We're very, very happy that you guys were able to attend and see the promising startups, and we'd like to congratulate Bucket Engineer for their top 5, and I think we're doing a good cause helping autistic children build applications and platforms to support them. I believe that young people in this country are the ones who are going to move the country forward. So we should encourage all the young people to help build, just like our children, your children, are going to be living in this country for the next 20, 30, 40 years. So we should think about what kind of environment that we want to be in. And I hope that we all want to be in a great environment. So thank you very much.
Yes, everyone. Who asked this?